Hello and welcome to the. We're going to start that
Balls
again.
up from the start. Well done, Josh. Well done,
I'll just
Josh.
go as
Get
normal
your
then.
Here's a pro tip: is to get your recording mistakes out of the way well ahead of, like right at the start, so that you
Right
can
at
just
the
cut
start.
this little bit.
Josh's
now.
top tips.
Top tips, yeah. Hello and welcome to the Unlucky Frog Gaming Podcast. You are joined not by your usual host this week, although I am one of the usual hosts, Josh Hartley, but I'm joined by the brothers Harper from Tabletop Gaming. We've got John. Say hello, John.
Hello, John.
And we've got Simon as well. How are you guys both doing? We'll start with Simon.
I am good, as I am very busy, as probably everyone imagines, prepping for Tabletop Scotland. Last minute stuff, making sure we've got all the stuff we need.
Although,
John and
I think it's worth pointing
I.
out, Josh, you did say Tabletop Gaming there, not Tabletop Scotland.
Did you?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't even notice.
Great mistake. Professionalism.
Well, you did say get your
all the
mistakes
way.
out first, and that's the big one.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. Tabletop Scotland is the name of the convention.
Yes.
I think we'll have to let Dave. This will next year when it comes to determining our official media partner. This might be mentioned.
Look, it's fine. This is all part of the charm. It's all good.
Is
all
that
good.
what it's called?
Charm.
Yes. Yeah.
Charm. Yeah.
So how are the preparations going for the big event?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we're on track. I think everyone. I say happy. Happy is probably is a word. I don't know if it's the right word, but we know what we're doing. To an extent, and we know where we are and where we should be, and I'm pretty happy where we are and where we should be.
There we go.
We've shaken off the rust, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2-year gap, kind of. Well, I mean, 2-year gap for everyone. It feels like 20, but
Yeah.
we've all shaken off the rust to the point now where I think we can safely say that we're back in a groove. Yeah, we're picking everything. We've got. I mean, next week's a bit of a weird week, in as much that we're not doing a lot but what we are doing, we're doing it in really, really high bursts of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. Like Simon spent the last week printing off signs and passes and badges and bits of information, and I'm busy contacting the exhibitors and making sure, like I was saying to Josh before, we've got things like car parking sorted out for the exhibitors and the right number of tables and chairs for each exhibitor, the fine detail on that. But a lot of the big stuff is just done, it's done months in advance. So it kind of, to be honest with you, ready just to have it done and dusted with.
The home stretch is always all about the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
I know ourselves here. We at Unlucky Frog Gaming are going to be helping out with the seminars on the Saturday, and that's the thing that I've been organising and just getting prepared is all the audio equipment for that and getting the seminars just sorted out and organised. So looking forward to those.
As am I.
Yes. In fact, John, how about you tell us which panel are you going to be on?
I'm not going to be on a panel. I'm going to be hosting a panel.
Yes.
I'm going to be doing something which, genuinely, I am thrilled and excited for 2 reasons. First of all, the panel itself is called "Is Tabletop Gaming Open for All?" and it's basically myself and some guests talking about that very subject and how we make sure that tabletop gaming is actually open for all. And it's quite a diverse topic, quite a, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word, it's going to come to me in a second. Important, that's it. An important aspect of the hobby is how we involve everyone as possible in it. We've got Sandy Gregg, Lloyd Guyan, Elaine Lithgow, Rob Matthews and Brian Tyrrell are the panellists. Apologies if I've got anyone's name pronunciation wrong there. And we're all going to discuss experiences of gaming and how we make it inclusive, how we found it to be inclusive, etc. And there will be a bit of a Q&A at the end. So that's the first reason I'm excited for it. The second reason I'm excited for it is because I am deadly interested to see how you're going to turn up and harangue me without making yourself target number one for everything.
Yeah. I vocalized this thought on a previous episode of the podcast. It's like, on the one hand, I want to get revenge against you for the heckling you gave me a few years back. But on the other, I'm not sure if a panel about tabletop gaming being open to all and, diversity being a big part of that is probably the place to do it. Sounds a bit like bullying to me.
It's almost like a plan something. But the other part, which we all know isn't true because I've never planned anything in my life. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been writing questions, some of which I reckon are almost actually usable. Although, to be honest with you, I'm fairly confident that the panelists we've got will be able to cover a huge amount of ground, and we've got, it's one of those areas where I'm sure we can easily cover more than an hour's worth of material and great conversation about the subject, even though we've only got an hour.
Yeah.
Now, there are people you can sign up. People can sign up for that still.
Yes, absolutely. Go to the website.
Available. Yeah, you go to tabletopscotland.co.uk for anything we're talking about. And also, there'll be plenty of space available on the day if anyone wants to walk in. That's Saturday, the 27th at 3. So that's the third panel. First up at 11 on the Saturday is our seminar on autism and tabletop gaming.
Yeah, again, really important subject to talk about as well. It kind of goes hand in hand with making tabletop gaming open to all, albeit a very specific, in a very specific way.
And that's being hosted in conjunction with our 2022 now, originally 2019, 2020, and 20. This is the third attempt at them being was it third attempt, Simon?
Yeah, it will be the third attempt, yes.
Yeah, so Perth Autism Support, the great team there, they're a charity partner for this year, and they'll be having their own stall in the exhibit area where they'll be doing the prize tombola, where you can win lots of great games and stuff as part of the fundraising we're doing with them. They're hosting that panel alongside and will be on the panel. And so will Ian McLean and Gavin Scott. And Gavin runs Kirkcaldy Meeple Club for those who live in Fife. Gavin's a great guy, and he runs Kirkcaldy Meeple Club. And they're talking about the connections between autism and tabletop gaming and games, full stop. That'll be hosted by the one and only Mr. Tom Mannering.
Yes, absolutely, our very own. He will be there on the day, and I know he's busy preparing for that. That is followed by a seminar at 1 p.m, simply titled Walk the Onyx Path. What's that one all about?
That one is talking about the work and games created by Onyx Path Publishing.
Yeah,
and their RPG products, Scarred Land, They Came From Beneath the Sea, and Worlds of Darkness RPG, and it'll be they talk about the history of the Onyx Path and what they have coming up for their own content and other publishers they work with, and that's hosted again by Tom, who's going to be a busy bunny, and that has John Burke, Matthew Dawkins, Kim Godwin, and Michael Masala on it as the panelists, and there's going to be my favourite one here is, note, they may be swearing in other colourful language at times. This panel will be recorded. But what's interesting is we put that disclaimer on the Onyx Path one, but we didn't put that on mine.
Well, who's a
bit of a worry.
You've got to be on your best behaviour then.
Oh no, it is there. Ignore me, it is there. So
okay, you're off the hook. You can swear as much as you like.
So yeah, I mean, for anyone that's interested in the Onyx Path and their games, I mean, It Came From Beyond the Sea fascinates me. So not that I'll have time to go and enjoy that, but I'm sure I'll pick up the recording. and then if I scroll further down, because I've got the list here, after that, after 5 o'clock, we've got another seminar on self-publishing role-playing games.
Yeah, it's something that I know that Dave, one of the other chaps from Tabletop Scotland, who is not here today, has had a crack at himself with writing and publishing online some adventure modules for Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I did a couple with him.
Yes,
I did his one on which was set in the Scottish Highlands. That was good. I did that. I contributed all the railway-related material for that, I have to say. It involves trains.
Excellent. Yes, your area of expertise.
It was the nerdiest thing you've ever seen.
Dave's like, can you tell me about this railway station? And 4 days later, I'm like, and that's how they ended up using pine sleepers. He's like, I just wanted to know about a railway station. Like, well, that's what you get. And that's, again, a running theme. That'll be hosted by Tom.
Mm-hmm. Because he's working very hard, but we're all working very hard, but he's just going to be in the face of all of this.
Yeah, and it's about making sure that I mean, you'll be busy doing the tech stuff, so
yeah.
And they're going to talk about things like Drive-Through RPG, itch.io, crowdfunding, how write something for already existing RPGs, creating new RPGs. And these are the panelists are DC Bradshaw, Tanya Floka, Stu Goff, and Sean F. Smith, who have all published and are currently publishing, their own RPGs and content for their RPGs through these different platforms. So, and the thing is, I think everyone at some point or other probably wants to try their hand at it.
Yes.
And if you want to try it, then this is probably a good starting point for anyone that's never done it or wants a bit more help doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the last of the seminars on the Saturday, but there are 2 other events happening. We have a screening of the film The Game Designers, a documentary film about the people who design board games. I haven't seen this one yet as well, so I might, if I can, poke my head in. But it's likely that me and my comrades will be getting busy preparing for the one, the only Unlucky Frog Gaming pub quiz at in the bar area at 9:30.
Yes. Yeah, there's a pub quiz. Yay!
Yeah,
in the bar at 9:30. The join us for an evening of fun. Apparently, that's what you're saying. Questions will mostly be tabletop related, and a charity donation is required to take part. We're asking the teams to give us a wee donation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been great fun the previous years. I love putting my hand in a random box.
We have decided post-COVID that we're probably not going to do the feely-mealy round.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, we did. I'm not going to lie, we did float that idea, but it was after discussion we thought probably best to leave that for now. But I mean, I've been very selfish because we've been talking about the seminars and the live events. That is by no stretch the only things going on at Tabletop Scotland. And just to be clear, 27th and the 28th of August in the Dewars Centre at Perth. One important thing to note, by the time that you are listening to this, guys, online ticket sales have closed. However, if you are still wanting to attend, you are still able to. Simon, can you tell people how they can get a hold of tickets from the date of the release of this recording?
So, excuse me, beg your pardon. So, the con will be opening on Saturday at 9 and on Sunday at 9. However, we have decided to make it possible for people to buy tickets on the Friday. And what time did we say again, John? It was like from 4, wasn't it?
4 p.m. to 1, 9
so
p.m.
So from 4 p.m. on the Friday, will be open for people to buy tickets, but also pick up the tickets and lanyards if they've already booked online. Hopefully, that the aim to that is just to speed up, people coming in.
And if you are attending and plan on putting games into the bring and buy, then you can drop them off, register them online using the online registration system, which you have to use, so you may as well do it before you arrive. And you'll be able to drop your games off at the bring and buy. So if you're in Perth on the Friday and you think to yourself, well, I don't particularly want to queue up on the Saturday and wait to get my tickets, etc., or spend time putting games in, you've got time to spare, come down to the centre, look for the people at reception in the front entry that will be doing that. You can drop off your bring and buy games, collect your tickets, buy your tickets if you haven't bought them already, and generally see how frazzled we are.
Yeah, and it's worth noting the bring and buy has been in previous years very popular. Great place to find perhaps some of the more harder to come by board games that might be out of production and at a more reasonable price than you might find them online as well. I'm certainly planning on having a look through that, but I'm also going to be having a look through some of the fantastic exhibitors that are going to be there. I actually need to contact a couple of some of the retailers that are exhibiting there to see if any of them are willing to buy some Magic the Gathering cards off me, so that I've got some spending money for the weekend.
Well, yeah, why not?
Yeah, but can you tell us some of the exhibitors that you guys are perhaps looking forward to?
Well, John's looking forward this year.
3 o'clock on Friday. 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We said 4 o'clock. We talked about it being 4 o'clock, but we agreed 3 o'clock.
We have agreed 3
o'clock.
Access at 3 o'clock on Friday to pick up your lanyard, drop off your bring and buy, etc. as well. And it's 3 till 9 on Friday the 26th.
3 until 9 on Friday the 26th. You can drop off your bring and buy, and you can buy tickets for
and collect your tickets if you've already booked. Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah.
And you asked a question about exhibitors.
About exhibitors, John. Which exhibitors are you looking forward to seeing? I mean, apart from all of them, obviously.
Well, I'm not allowed to go within 10 meters of the all rolled up. Mainly because I can't afford to go within 10 meters of all rolled up. No, it's fine. It's okay. There's no soul-bound content that I don't already own, so I'm good.
However, he will be bringing all his books to get signed.
Yeah, probably.
Excellent.
If Elaine thinks she's getting away from my panel without signing books, she's got another thing coming.
Yeah. How about yourself, Simon?
Well, I do like. I've just seen. I think recently we announced Chroma. It looks interesting. Very bright and colourful. It's billed as a light medium Euro game of colourful spellcasting, so I'm quite looking forward to that. That might be interesting. I've just seen that. That was published. We've got some good local publishers actually. I'm quite pleased. We've got Blue Fox Publishing here from One Let Go. We've got Catherine Nedgate, and then we've got Chaos Curios. They're fairly new, local new company, and also we've got retailers like Common Ground and Settlers. There's quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few to be looking. And as John says, we were trying to avoid spending money. The last time I did spend money, what I actually bought got put into the prize pool for the bring and buy, not the bring and buy, the pub quiz without my knowledge.
Yeah. Oh no! Did John slip that into the Sorry.
Sorry, it was without Simon's knowledge, but
yeah, I was just going to say, did John slip that into the prize pool, perhaps?
But there are quite a few. The full list of exhibitors is available on the website, obviously. There is quite a long list. Lots of stuff that's going to be interesting. Some new people, some people that have been here previous. I'm quite looking forward to visiting everyone at least once.
Yeah. I'll make a point of seeing. We've got I think what we try to do, as with previous years, is we try to make sure that we get an eclectic mix of exhibitors that cover all aspects of our hobby and offer a great selection of things for our attendees to enjoy. And a lot of this is we're talking about various different companies ranging from individuals to big companies. We've actually got the one that every time I read it, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, am I reading that properly? And it's for Composed Dream Games. I don't know if you've heard of Composed Dream Games.
Yes.
and it's Composed Dream Games, a Canadian-focused RPG marketplace. And I keep looking at a map going, Canada. I don't know where Canada is in Scotland, but it's like, oh, it's not, but it's fine because they're cool. And they do simple superheroes and other stuff, which is fantastic. But it's great to see new faces, and a lot of these people are companies that we've worked with before. I mean, Common Ground, Detailer, Woodworking, does fantastic work. Dice and Destiny are coming up for the first time from Canterbury.
Oh, fantastic! Yes.
DigiSprite are coming from Dundee. DMB Games and D&B Games have been, they've been a sponsor from day one. So they'll be back again this year, and not just doing their dungeon tile sets, but also, is it Roseburn Manor? The game's called, Simon?
Oh gosh, I can't
their,
recall.
their standalone game, Roseburn Manor, which it looks like a nice game. Eerie Idol, Floating World Designer back. So we've got Geek and Son coming back again, Genki Gira back, Handiwork Games. So we've got a huge selection of just different companies and individual publishers, etc., that have just come in to generally, give our exhibitors a great selection. We try to be careful to make sure we don't have just all people selling lots of the same stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is quite good.
Yeah, of course. Many people are going to be there for actual gaming as well. There's plenty of open gaming space, and we also see the return of the gaming library as well. I think you mentioned previously, John, who's coming up to provide that.
Yeah, and I'm going to fluff it if I don't think about it before I say it. I always get it wrong. Help me, Simon.
Oh, no. This is all on you. I want to hear it.
Rent, shuffle, roll.
I'm leaving this in.
Shuffle,
well
roll.
done, John.
Rent, shuffle, and roll.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's one of those things where I keep trying to say something. I always try and say something wrong. I don't know why. Rent, shuffle, and roll. Rent, shuffle, and roll are our library partner for this year. They joined us this year. They're actually a subscription board game service. Based in, I want to say Aberdeen. Is it Aberdeen, Simon?
Yeah, Aberdeenshire.
Aberdeenshire. And basically they do an online game rental service where you can rent from them a selection from over 600 board games, and in conjunction with them, they're bringing a huge chunk of their library, plus we're providing our own library that we've built up over a few years, and we've added them and us have added a few new titles this year. So we've got some of the new post. I'm not saying it's.
What's the name of that convention, John?
Say it so don't have to.
John, no, you need to say the convention, John. You're already in a row.
I'm not saying it.
You need to say it.
Right.
Dave's been.
Post Gen Con hotness.
Well done.
There we go.
So, for example, Firefly Misbehaving, Dune Arrakis, Don't Know the Fremen, One Small Step. So new games that are just literally so, and they'll be bringing their library, combining it with ours, and providing our games library itself. On top of the game library, it's really simple. You pay a £10 deposit, give your mobile number, you get a library card, pick your game, one game at a time, take it to a table, play, hand it back, and then assuming you want your £10 back at the end of the weekend, you make sure you bring your library card back, and we give you £10 back. And as with previous years, anyone that doesn't claim their £10 back, that £10 just goes into the pot for the charity.
And it's worth bearing in mind this is cash. It's worth bearing in mind it's cash only.
Yeah, cash only. Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you bring some cash with you to the Dewars Centre over the weekend for that. Yeah. We have a wargaming space, I believe, for the first time this year as well. Yeah, small cheer from John there.
Yes, John's persistence finally paid off. He's been nagging Dave to allow him to have something, and eventually Dave just relented.
Yeah,
I am still very tempted to bring up some of my Warhammer 40k, John, so that we can have an exhibition match at some point. But we're not going to have any time. Is the sad truth of the matter? We're
also not going to have any clue.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry.
What is 9th edition?
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to see how not to play 40k? That would be what you see.
Literally, The only thing rusty than me with 40k right now is the fourth bridge, and that's not that rusty. Yeah, so so the first time ever, it's just we're going to have a a, a, a part of the open game, one corner of the open gaming zone dedicated to wargaming tables. We'll have setups, pre-scenery set up on them for people to use. They can bring their own. Tables this year will be sponsored by our friends at Warbases.
Yep.
Who'll be providing scenery from some of the tables. Scenery for some of the tables will be provided by Dunfermline Wargaming and Role-Playing Fellowship, aka Dwarf, mainly because I can take that whenever I want and use it whenever I want. The joy of being on the committee of a gaming club, and quite a useful thing. What we ask people to do is bring their own models and games to play on those tables. It's just the first time we've done it. It's just a part of the open play, no organised war game events. Just let people try it, and you can, and we'll be setting out tables for different systems. We'll have sci-fi terrain, western terrain, medieval terrain, fantasy terrain, and stuff set up for people to use.
Good stuff. Good stuff. There won't be any organised play for the war games, but there is going to be plenty for other hobbies as well. I'm particularly looking at the RPG list, and that is pretty extensive. There's an entire section just for Dungeons and Dragons for games of that. We've also got a big D&D epic happening on the Sunday, is that right?
And the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. There's an epic each day, isn't there?
The Saturday and Sunday as well, sorry.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon.
Double epic.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, with all our RPGs, important to note, you can book tickets for the RPGs online, and for the epic, you have to book it online.
Yeah.
Because it's quite important with the epic that we know exactly who's wearing what for that based on teams and stuff like that. But on all our other RPG tables, D&D and other RPGs, and we'll go for which ones we've got there in a second, we're only, or have only allowed 4 on a table of 6 to be pre-booked.
Right. Okay.
So, and that's deliberate, because what that means is that if there's a particular game that somebody wants to play, or a particular, a particular RPG, for example, Spelljammer Academy, you think, I want to give that a try before I commit my money to buying the Spelljammer book from one of the great retailers that's at Tabletop Scotland. Then what we've done is there's 6 spaces available at table. 4 of the 6 are booked online. We keep 2 open for on-the-day booking. Yeah. And that's the same across all the tables for all the RPGs except the Epic.
Yeah, where we really need to know who exactly is going to be where for that.
Because that's tied to Adventures League and stuff like that as well. So, and so and there's just, like I said, there's a ton of D&D stuff on there. There's also D&D 101, which is a little thing on the website. If anyone wants to not play D&D, then on the tabletopscotland.co.uk webpage, there's a little D&D 101 explaining what the different tiers mean, and how that affects what you can sign up for and what to do. And we've got the other RPGs as well, and there's a list of those as long as you're on.
There's quite a lot, and we've got there's quite a varied list, some really good ones. I think we've played Knights Black Agents before.
Which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that was ages ago. That was
we barely succeeded from what I can recall.
Yeah. Going back to last week's Unlucky Frog episode, where you talked about the Ennies, thirsty sword lesbians.
Yeah, that's got. There's a lot of buzz about that.
Yeah,
so
if
you fancy giving that a try before you buy, you can sign up for it online.
Yes.
There's Aegean by my namesake.
That is a really cool. I've backed that in Kickstarter, and I've played. That is a really good game. I really enjoy Aegean.
Seventh Sea. There's various Pathfinder games as well. You've got Delta Green. They came from beneath the sea, which talked about before. We've got. In fact, I'm fairly certain. In fact, one of the things there is on we've got several learn to play Pathfinder sessions as well.
Excellent.
So as well as being part of the general, there are a few people running. A few of our DMs are running Pathfinder games, but in conjunction with the
Pathfinder Society.
PFS, is it?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yes.
Pathfinder. We're doing learn to play sessions as well.
It's worth bearing in mind these sessions are about an hour long, and they're actually the Pathfinder Society sessions will be in the ice rink or the Strathmore, rather than upstairs.
Okay. Brilliant. So, of course, you can. The website shows you the convention hall map as well, so that you can locate where all the important where your events are happening, where you can find certain exhibitors, where the open gaming is. We haven't even talked about the family gaming area with Harper.
Yes, that's true. We will be, as with previous years, we'll have the family games zone where these are the more kid-friendly games. Let's say. Brightly coloured. Anyone who's been there will have recalled the bright yellow section, basically the bright yellow seats.
Yeah.
And the large.
I think it's important to note the distinction between kid-friendly and for kids. I personally enjoy a good game of Rhino Hero as much as anyone else.
Rhino Hero is singularly one of the best drunk party games ever invented. And the great thing about it is if you get 2 or 3 sets, you can build some amazing massive towers. You really can. This year, the Harbour Family Zone is being supported by our friends at the Juniper Green Board Gamers Group. A really lovely gang of gamers in Edinburgh, Juniper Green in Edinburgh. They have jumped on board to help us run the Harbour Family Zone this year. Great to see them again. They've attended in one for another previous years, so they've stepped in to help us with that this year, which is really good. And anyone in Edinburgh that's looking for a family friendly, really welcoming, well run gaming group, can't recommend Juniper Green enough.
Fantastic. Just before I let you guys go, is there anything in particular that you're both looking forward to at all over the convention? I mean, I know it all happens in a blur, but any one thing that you're really excited to see over the weekend? Start with Simon.
Well, 2 things. Firstly, we'll try and get a game of Dreadball. I tried to arrange a game against Dominic, one of the guys on the Facebook page. 2 years, 2019, I completely had no time, so I'm going to try and definitely put some time aside to play Dreadball, because the first year he absolutely hammered me, so I need to get my revenge. And the second thing I'm looking for is driving down on the Tuesdays and Wednesday to pick up stuff from Games Expo. I'll be drinking beer while John's driving.
Hey, there we go. That's something to look forward to, if nothing else.
Yes, John will be doing all the driving.
John, what are you looking forward to?
Simon losing at Dreadball. I'm looking. Funnily enough, the things that I'm trying to think. What else is there? I mean, what I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing is I'm going to find 5 minutes to go to the Hobbycraft area. We had a Hobbycraft area in 2019. It went down, like a bomb. It was fantastic. Total great feedback, and David and Nick that ran it, just full of praise for them. They've agreed to come back this year, but what we've done is a wee bit more structure around that, and basically what they're doing is they're doing 90-minute tutorials where you go from a bare miniature to a painted mini in that 90 minutes, sponsored by Claymore Castings and the Army Painter. Their tutorials now that it's a lot of the RPGs, as we discovered in 2018 and 2019, when we put an RPG up on the list, the pre-booking for that goes like nobody's business. But what really pleased to see is we put the pre-booking for the Hobbycraft up, and they went like gold dust.
Yeah.
So there's still available spaces for sign up on the day, but really pleased to see that a thing that we put on in 2019, which was a little bit speculative. We weren't sure about it, but the feedback we got was this is fantastic. Lots of families enjoyed it. Lots of kids enjoyed it. Lots of people said, "Oh, I'm an RPG player, but I've never painted a model before. Wanted to give it a try." So we put a bit of structure around it, put in these fixed sessions, and boom, the pre-booked stuff sold out like nobody's business. Nobody's business.
It's probably worth mentioning some of the other events before I forget, because Dave did tell us to, and we've both completely forgot. Yeah, we'll have a giant Onitama, one on the Saturday and one on the Sunday, including a specially designed Nessie card, unique, exclusive to Tabletop Scotland.
Fantastic.
There is a Crokinole tournament, the greatest game in the world, according to Terry Brown, Mr. Crokinole. That'll be on the Saturday. Crokinole is a lot of fun. Generally, most people I know, including me, are absolutely useless at it, but it is fun. Giant Walk the Plank again on the Saturday and the Sunday. This we had in 2019, and that was quite a great success.
Still think we should be doing it at the pool, but insurance, blah blah blah.
We will be.
It's health and safety gone mad.
On the Saturday, there will be an Arkham Horror event. I have never actually played it yet, but it always looks fun. But it's just more cards to buy. On the Sunday, we will have the Scottish Ticket to Ride Championship, and there are still spaces to sign up. So if anyone's interested in online, there will be spaces available on the day. We will be having a Warhammer Underworlds mini clash. Underworlds is a fun game, and again, I'm as useless as that as everything else, but it is a fun game. We will have in the Hay Room a mega game of How Far Will You Go for Rome. I have no idea what they're involved, but it's a mega game. It's lots of fun. The Starship Simulator will return throughout the weekend.
Yes.
I think there may still be spaces. There is the Hobbycraft, as John mentioned. If you do attend the Hobbycraft and you successfully complete your model, you will actually be a better painter than John is, despite the fact he's been playing this game for over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, probably.
John is
also
truly awful.
Yes, over the weekend on Saturday there are 2, on Sunday there is 1 Blood in the Clock Tower events. So on Saturday at 11 and at 5 we've got Blood in the Clock Tower events, and then again on the Sunday at 11 a.m. we've got Blood in the Clock Tower as well.
Yeah.
So and there's spaces. So the Underworld's Clash, by the way, we've only got 2 spaces left for that as of time of recording. There's still space available for Ticket to Ride, and I believe there's a couple of spaces left for the Crokinole. I've not looked at that. Blood in the Clock Tower, I think. I'm saying think. I need to check this. The 11 o'clock Blood in the Clock Tower on the Saturday, there's only sign up on the day available. There's 3 spaces for the 5 o'clock, and there are the Sundays sold out as well. That really surprised me actually. We put the 11 o'clock session up, and it sold out. Boom, gone. We put the Sunday session up, and boom, gone. We spoke to the people running it, and they were happy to do a second one on the Saturday evening. Boom. Barely any spaces left. They've been really popular. Really, really popular, which, I suppose social gaming. The mega game, the How Far Will You Go for Rome, on the day booking only now. That went really quickly. So I'm going to try and see one of those. I'm going to try and see a Blood in the Clock Tower, because despite my best efforts, I've never actually seen it played yet.
Same, and they have it at like loads of conventions that I've been to as well. I've never had the chance to actually do it. So
we've also got a Crokinole Learn to Play.
Oh yes, that'll be
if you've never played Crokinole before. It's a great game actually, Crokinole. It's a story that Terry was saying. I saw it online. I don't know. They had an event at UK Games Expo this year, as they do, and the person that won it had never played before.
No. Hey, the person that won a not quite. The person that won the free raffle that had the free board, worth about 300 quid.
Oh,
they won the. They'd never played it before.
They'd never played before.
But the thing is, like, it's a great game. We had a a little 12-person event at Dwarf a few weeks ago, didn't we, Simon? It was
Yes.
great. People that had never played it before versus people that had, and yeah, really, it's a great wee game. Definitely recommend it. And there was one other thing that I was excited about. We covered did the Star Trek, Hobbycraft, there was something else that was fascinating me.
What we should also, I don't think we've mentioned it yet, we will be having a prize, a raffle, not quite a raffle, / tombola for the charity prize draw. We've got, so far, we've received 50 donations, games-wise. Some really good games on that list. Is available on the website.
Fantastic.
John and I and David spent 5 hours a couple of weeks ago unboxing it, making sure all the games were complete. Popping out the components, the cardboard components of at least 50 games, and then John managed to find the one he dropped during the middle week. He'd fallen in his shoe. So
I've got a single square piece of cardboard from a game that I unboxed that's currently in the library. And I'm like, how have I managed that? And I've got it, and it can only be from one of it. It can only be from one of like 5 games.
Right.
And I know which box those 5 games are in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to the self-store to open a box full of board games and dig through them all. So on the day we're setting the library up, I'm going to do it then on the Friday. I'm not, because I'd have to go to our self-store in Perth, empty it, find the boxes of library games, and I'm like, I just don't want to do it to myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm contemplating next year just paying somebody to unbox games for us because it's so frustrating.
It took a long time, and there was a lot of...
Yeah.
It took us a long time, and some of the games are quite heavy as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't want to drop them on anyone's head. They'll do a lot of damage. The other couple of quick things before we forget, because we've got the demo zone, sponsored by Hachette and Imagination Gaming. Hachette will be bringing a collection of 20 games to show off, and alongside Imagination Games, they'll be demoing games for us as well, games of all ages. Educational games and social organisations as well. That's quite cool. So they're doing that. We've got the Gateway Zone is back again. The Gateway Zone is basically we pick a selection of games that we think are great introductory games into tabletop gaming, board gaming in particular, that people can play. And we've got a few of our volunteers who are able to get people started. Basically, it's not play games with them, it's get them started on games. So it's Azul, Carcassonne, Isle of Skye, King Domino, Onitama, Splenda, Sushi Go Party, Ticket to Ride Europe, and Unmatched are the games we've chosen this year. So anyone
all good intro games to the hobby as well.
You're intrigued by tabletop gaming, board gaming, and wants to give it a try. As usual, we mentioned the Family Zone. We've also got the return of the Playtest Zone, hosted by Keith McClellan of Cardboard and Coffee Games. Keith runs the Edinburgh Playtest Facebook group, which is a really successful long-running playtest group for game designers in Edinburgh, and who we've worked with in the past. The games are submitted by people that want to have their games tested, and basically, it's the I suppose the most terrifying stage of anything to do with gaming, where you actually let the public loose on it. So we put a space together where game designers can let the public attack their games. And we've got...
Not literally.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's a choice. Cartaland Trade Wins, Tom Wilkinson. Grave Disorder by Richard Adams, which I love the look of. This is the one I'm going to try and see if I can. You play Ego. Your master has tasked you to find the body parts for him to build a monster.
I love it.
But you're not the only Ego in the graveyard, so it's a tile-laying, exploration and monster building game. I mean,
love it.
Tiles,
what's not to
monster
love?
building. What is the Race for the Title by Colin Webster, which is a deck-building football card game. Glory Hunters by Scott Williamson, and Acroma, which was one is a light medium Eurogamer of Call for Spellcasting. So that's so they're all currently in the playtest go on the Saturday playtest zone, and it's a great chance for people to see games that they may actually end up buying in the future. And we have actually had a couple of games that have been in the playtest zone that have gone on to successfully launch and you've been able to buy. So
Yeah. Good place
we
to
are
check
currently
out some
100% on our
stuff.
Kickstarter record.
Yeah. Excellent. Rightio. Well, look, guys, thank you very much for joining us this week. So next week, we'll be at Tabletop Scotland. So we'll be releasing content as and when from the seminars. Tom, Ryan and I will hopefully get a chance to record an episode if we haven't collapsed by the end of it all. But John, Simon, thank you very much again for joining us this week. And until next time, take care. Bye.
Bye.